You look at the advances made in like solar, like the way China is building solar, right? Like I read an article and it was like they're building so much solar shit that they're building the equivalent of a nuclear reactor, like 10 megawatts or whatever the fuck of energy production in a month. They're
Yeah.
just putting out so many panels. And then you look at the backwards fucking thinking of, I guess the Ford government here in Ontario, where they're like, yeah, we're going to do like nuclear, like maybe in 10 years, we'll have a single working nuclear fucking power plant. And then like in that 10 years, China will have built 100 and the equivalent of a 120 nuclear plants in solar, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
well, not even that. They'll beat us in the fusion race, which I think they already have. It's just that it's so it's one of those things where both sides are holding their cards, right? And the US, like in the West, they're holding their cards because they don't want alternative to the petrodollar to get out. Whereas in China, they're holding it to their like they're holding their cards because it's for their national security. It's for the best better
show their
interest of
power
their
level
people.
yet. They can't
Y-
show their power level. Yeah, molten salt reactor. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
molten salt reactor. Like what the fuck? And then these like crazy solar farms that are using molten salt like as a principle, right? They have these huge fields of like reflected ads, and then they point up at a fucking tower. Like
yeah.
I
You know what it is too? They did that. They've done that to make it so that they can use it so that they're not generating it off of hydro, like off of electric water, because that ends up being like environmentally bad, right? But with the solar, they're really like they're pulling from the problem. Whereas like when you're doing like electrical hydroelectric stuff, you're still kind of fucking with the environment. There's very much a cost. But with solar, it's like you're pulling from the problem. And so they're using the solar to then power the fucking like these fusion generators.
so I this molten salt, like as I had to like learn about this. Um, so the shit is already molten. And there's so many advantages to it with the nuclear side of it. But also I guess the idea is at these extreme temperatures that'll generate electricity or what have you.
Well, it turns into fusion, right? So
Yeah.
it you just because of the product that you have, you know what I mean? You don't even actually need like it's already done half the work for it. And yeah, like it's the compounds that they're using. It's like a step, like Pons and Fleischmann were the guys in the US who figured out cold fusion, but they realized that it shouldn't be called cold fusion because that in itself is like a misnomer, and in itself like is self-defeating, because they're saying that you're doing fusion without heat, but it's actually called low energy nuclear reaction. And
Oh,
that's and so what the fucking Chinese are doing is legitimate cold fusion. And the reason that it's the legitimate cold fusion is because they're not just using like salt water. They're using the molten salt,
yeah.
and this is what I remembered. I read that they were able to legitimately do like alchemy, where they're like creating, what's happening is there's like transfusion is happening when they're doing this, and which is proof that there is like a subnuclear reaction happening. And like when I see that, it's just like it's over. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it's
What are
over.
we doing? What are we doing? What are we Yeah, what are we doing? It's so yeah. So yeah, they have some a fusion reactor and like I think they got it to work for a billionth of a second or some shit. But like they fire laser beams or something. Like they're just so like and this other thing too with the chips, right? So there's they've built now an advanced like silicone lithography machine and like
Yep.
a machine that builds the machines that make microchips. And like they're really, really close to like getting it going. It's so fascinating as to how yeah, this decline of the American empire is
Also, I'm pretty sure there was a thing where they discovered a means in which to the thing that you create breadboards out of. Somebody figured out how to make it out of just sand using this thing that I'm talking about. I need to look this up. I need to look this up.